What is up, guys? Garrett Crawford. I went to my locals today. I played Yu-Gi-Oh in a tournament. I know, it's been years. So, we played a deck that's kind of on the meta rise right now. This is my 55 card branded Tearlaments deck. So I'm going to say before I get into this deck profile, it's janky. This was just for fun. This is a test. It kind of worked. Alright, so first up we had a couple of choice hand traps that I thought would be good against my locals. I chose to play 2 DD Crows because there are other tier element decks up there. There's sprites, so I thought this card would be pretty decent. It actually only ever came up once today, and it was actually to stop a Lubellion from using the Albaz's material. And then we had 1 Ash Blossom. I only played the 1 mainly because I'm playing crossouts, but this was good at time to time, like if I did draw it. And then the 1 kind of like off card is going to be Fairy Tale Snow. This card is amazing, and I kind of consider it like a second hand trap in a way, except it has to be in the graveyard. You can banish 7 and then book something on the field face down on your opponent's side. So, super great card. Okay, so next up we have the actual Tier Elements package. So I decided to play triple King of the Swamp. I thought this card was amazing. Could dig you either Fusion Substitute or Polymerization. And then it also acts as an Aqua, or it could act as, you know, Alistair or Fallen Valbaz, or a plethora of different other things. So this card was super amazing. We only then played 2 Tier Element REINOHEART. I didn't want this to be challenged by the Aliber summon either, because Aliber kind of just like, the branded fusion play just gets me really like deep into the deck and is able to deck thin me out and get a Mirror Jade. And Mirror Jade, I feel like in this format is still very prevalent. But yeah, this guy was super amazing. Being able to like 1 card kick Kalos, or like 1 card into anything I need if I have the graveyard full. So this guy was super amazing all day. And then we played triple of everything else. Shren was MVP today. Shren was probably the best tier element in the deck, in my opinion, just because we had so many monsters in our hand. This thing was like always live, and the mills were on my side today. Hoffiness was really good. I actually had a lot of opportunities to make turn 0 fusions. I just didn't get too lucky on the Hoffiness mills. Like, I would mill like a King of the Swamps, but not another tier element. So that kind of sucked. Or I would mill like Squamata and not another tier element. So this card is super there. It could be there. This card was amazing. And then Meryl is not bad just to kind of dig you out and just to have like the last name. So that's super good. And then to go along with that engine, we did play 1 SHADDOLL Squamata and 1 SHADDOLL Beast. Basically, Squamata is just to deck thin for the Beast in case. So it kind of acts as just like a second Beast. I mean, you kind of already knew that. The next engine that we play is the DESPIA engine. I chose to play 2 Aliber, so we have 4 normal summons that we actually want to hit in the deck between this and REINOHEART. And then I'll show you some other cheesy stuff that I played in this deck to kind of advocate for both to be on the field and both to summon. We then played 2 DESPIAN Tragedy. Again, if this gets milled off the top, dig right into the Aliber, or a Dramaturge. I feel like this is the best DESPIAN other than Aliber, just because it's like another monster negate, and the 3k body is pretty insane against like sprites and stuff if they don't have a out for it. So super nice there. And then to top off that engine and the last of the monsters is 2 Fallen Valbaz. I mean, what else is there to say? This card has been hot since the structure deck hit. So yeah, let's get on to the spells. Alright, for the spells, we did play the Crossout Designator package. I felt like it was good against the main things that I see at my locals. Again, I'm only playing playing against my locals right now, so this is what I played against at my locals. I did see a lot of people play DD Crows, Ash Blossoms as, I mean, as staple as ever. Infinite Impermanence everybody plays, so I thought this would be crazy against that. And then everybody's playing like Dark Ruler No More as well, so super good on that part. Then we played triple Super Polymerization. This card is just insane, this format. It has like its own little engine you can run in your deck as a tech. And if you're playing it in fusion decks, it like makes you that much more dominant going second, in my opinion. The actual engines that we played are double branded in red. I love the Chimera play still. The Chimera play was so just relevant. Today, like, it came up so much and was super successful every time it landed. And yeah, just super, super good. But then we played 2 branded opening. I mean, this with any other tier element or card that gets its effect by being sent to the graveyard is gonna be amazing with this. And then it gets you straight into Aliber, which will then grab you one of your branded fusions. Probably the best card in your deck. Then the tier element stuff, we had triple of the field spell. I didn't see this once today. Super sad. And then, sorry, actually, before the terraforming, I guess the terraforming kind of just goes with that hand in hand. So then my little juicy tech was 2 fusion deployment. So basically, in my mind, the way I thought about it was if I go branded opening, pitch a tier element, and get Aliber, I still have it normal summoned. So fusion deployment, okay, also is kind of the same thing, but for just REINOHEART. So I was like, okay, so if I have Aliber in my hand and this, I essentially get to go into both engines that turn. And I thought that was just super good. That's a bunch of deck thinning. That's a bunch of board presence, a bunch of card advantage. So I was like, this is pretty amazing. This card probably can get bumped up to 3 in this deck since we're playing such a big deck. So yeah, definitely thinking about putting this up to 3 and maybe cutting down on some other spells in the other engines. I noticed I only ever really needed 1 Brandon in red. And I noticed I only ever went through, I never really like used Super Poly a whole lot in today. I think I had it go off like once, but that was it. So then the 1-ofs, we played 1 Galaxy Cyclone because I wanted 2 different outs to Mystic Mine in case I came across it. 1 Dark Ruler no more. I decided to not main deck the 2 others and just use this as like a crossout designator target. So I felt like if I set crossout designator on my turn 1, then it would almost kind of pseudo up as like a way to stop the Dark Ruler. So I thought that was pretty good. 1 Polymerization and 1 Fusion Substitute to dig up for Kingless Swamp. And then Kingless Fusion Substitute, if you have the field spell on board, will actually turn this into a way to get Mystic Mine off the board. And this is a good way to draw you 1 card. Super, super good. Then the last 1-ofs, we had Instant Fusion for the 1-card Kit Kalos. And then Called by the Grave, because it's probably amazing as hell. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. And finally, I only played 3 traps for the deck, so I guess it's not like a 60 card. It was almost a 60 card deck, so I guess this is more of like a 55. So yeah, I guess 55. Meta Noise, Solic, and 1 Infinite. The Infinite, again, another crossout target. It was also good in case I did draw it turn 1 or had it set. Solic was MVP today. Solic is crazy. Like I totally underestimated this card and how good it was. I actually I used Meta Noise once. Other than that, it wasn't too crazy. But yeah, these 2 cards, whew, they definitely get you there. So let's now move on to the side deck. Okay, so my side deck was a little weird. I was kind of testing today. So we definitely sided in the other 2 Dark Ruler No Mores. I mean, if I was going second, yeah, of course. Triple Cosmic Cyclones. Again, you have to have outs for Mystic Mine in this format, and there was a lot of trap cards today that actually were kind of just sitting there, and I was like, I need to get rid of this stuff. So super good on this part of these cards. I played 1 extra Infinite Impermanence. I kind of felt like if I was going second, drawing this card was going to be super good on top of like an Ash Blossom or something else. So I did main deck 2 Ash Blossoms as well. The Ash Blossom in this, I thought was just like really strong to have in my opening hand, and then if I had any other kind of like 1-card engines, it was go time. Another one that I really loved going second was Change of Heart. Nobody expected this today, and when I did draw it, it was hilarious. I would just take their card and they don't have a response to that. It's just like, yeah, you take my monster, go ahead, and like they just don't know what to do. It's kind of funny. I then sided in 2 Ultimate Slayers and 1 NTSS. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else to say about this card. This card is insane. Just push back whatever you want, and then NTSS, when you send it off of the Ultimate Slayer, it just like pops another card on field for free. So like, pretty insane, this little engine. I would definitely put a 3rd one in here. Definitely have to do that. And then my spicy tech for if I lose round 1 and I would go second was Solemn Judgments. It's kind of a risky card, but I felt like if you put your opponent in a really clutch, like simplified board state, and you have this, it just like locks the game out. Like you can't really do much. Like it was super funny because they would go Dark Ruler no more. I'd flip this, and they're like, oh, and I'm like, yeah, I still get all my effects now. And then like, or what was the other one? Mystic Mine, of course. I never ran into that situation today, but that did happen. I remember my opponent was playing Exo Sisters, and actually my only loss today was I played Solemn Judgment, and then we went into time, and I had lower life points. So that kind of sucked, but if I had full time in the round, I think I would have won that match. I had a bunch of rebuttals and cards to back me up on the following turn, so this card I felt was super good, but it is very risky. So let's get on to the extra deck. All right, for the extra deck, we have our Fallen of Albaz engine. So we have one Albion, one Lubellion, one Mirror Jade, and then this is kind of like our Despia engine. I actually opted to play 2 Masquerade. Now, my reasoning for this was, if I had Shren in hand, or any other kind of tier element, and then I normal summoned Alibur that turn, and I have a way to Polymerization, that is a... I know it's 3 cards. I know that's weird, crazy to think about. It's like, oh, that's 3 cards. Okay, but I thought it was pretty funny when I could go Polymerization, and then send Alibur or like Tragedy from hand in a tier elements, and then that goes to graveyard. I make this, and then the tier element activates in hand, and I make this again. So like I felt like that was really funny, having like those in my hand and optional. I felt like it was super relevant too. Like it happened a lot. So I had this combo happen like twice today. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then for our tier elements engine, we have 2 Kit and 1 Kaleido. Not much to explain there. These cards are just really powerful. And then for our other engine, we have 2 Dragostapelius. I played 1 Garura, 1 Caliga, because you could make it off of King of Swamp and a tier element. Winda, because, I mean, turn 0 Windas are pretty good right here. Guardian Chimera. This is probably why I'm considering dropping the Branded in Red to 1, because I only need the 1 to really hit and land, and if it lands, it's devastating to my opponent. And then I did play Time Thief Redoer. So this is probably, everybody's probably like, what the hell, bro? You're playing like Branded Fusion, Fusion Deployment. There were actually a lot of times today where like I would have, you know, normal summoned like a Snow, like a Fairy Tale Snow in some situations, and booked something face down, and then went Shren, and then made this. Or there would be times where like maybe I normal summoned REINOHEART, and then had other materials to make the kit, and then I'd still have I'd search up Shren and then make this off of Shren. And sometimes it was pretty cool because I could dump like a Tragedy from my hand off of the Shren, and I would have Alibur play for next turn. And I thought that was really good. And then Redoer's just, he's insane, man. The fact that he can just like on standby phase like trigger into things that you want. I thought he was really good when like I got a SHADDOLL engrave, and then you would activate his effect, banish him off the board, and then like one of your tier elements would hit graveyard because it's being sent by a card effect. And then you'd make like a window in rebuttal of him being launched off the board, essentially. So I thought that was super crazy. Yeah, so that's it for the extra deck. Well, guys, this is the deck that I played at my locals. I went X1 for the day. I thought I did pretty well. I came in second for the day. Yeah, overall, just not a bad day at locals, I would have to say. This deck will have another iteration or 2, and I'm going to change things up again until I really feel what version I like, until the Ishizu stuff comes out. The Ishizu stuff is going to make this stuff mad broken. I'm working on getting all of the cards for that build ready, too. I got to get a Baron. So, anyway, Garrett Crawford from Noble Rabbit Gaming signing out. Hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. Don't forget to check out my TikTok, my Discord, and the stuff down below there. And don't forget to subscribe and like. Helps out the algorithm. It helps us get a lot more views on the channel. So I appreciate it. Thank you guys. Take it easy.